In the world of bodybuilding, we often marvel at the chiseled physiques, the perfect symmetry, and the monstrous mass that seem almost superhuman, but behind those godlike forms is a truth most don't talk about. Only a tiny fraction of people are genetically gifted enough to reach that level. In today's episode, we're diving into the other side of the sport, the extreme cases where ambition clashes with genetics. We're talking about bodybuilders who chased the dream of becoming a mass monster and paid the price with their proportions. Let's start with the man who inspired this video, the living legend of distortion, Big Lenny, often called the king of Palumboism. Standing a towering 193 centimeters tall and tipping the scales at 154 kilograms in the off-season, Lenny hits the stage at a shredded 140 kilos. Now, let's be honest, his physique is hard to ignore, and not necessarily for the right reasons, but what might surprise you is that Lenny has been competing for decades. You can find NPC footage of him as far back as 2004, and his unique silhouette has barely changed. Videos from 2006, 2014, and 2017 prove that his presence on stage isn't a fluke, it's intentional. But despite the nickname, Lenny didn't invent Palumboism. That credit goes to the man himself, Dave Palumbo. Dave was a force, rugged, hard, and massive, but his midsection, a complete disaster. It threw off his entire physique, destroying the aesthetic balance. Dave is the classic example of someone who gave everything to bodybuilding, but was held back by genetics. From 1990 to 2004, he competed in 27 shows, pushing his body to the limits. At his debut in 1990, he weighed 76 kilograms at 175 centimeters tall. Fast forward to 1998, he hit a jaw-dropping 127 kilos. That's 51 kilograms of muscle in just 8 years. Insane progress, but still not enough to earn pro status. Next up, a mystery. A bodybuilder with a truly monstrous midsection, bloated in every direction, sideways, forward, even upward. His stomach looks disproportionately long compared to his limbs, giving off the appearance of structural imbalance. Wide hips, short arms, and legs, made worse by massive food intake and heavy supplementation. And yet, the muscle definition is there. You can see the work, the discipline, but with a waist like that, no amount of effort can restore the lost symmetry. Bodybuilding is, after all, a sport of aesthetics, and this, unfortunately, isn't it. I haven't been able to identify him or the exact competition. If you know who he is, drop his name in the comments. Help us complete the puzzle. Moving on, Caesar Mendible. His abs and thighs pose immediately caught my attention. His midsection is a mess, bulging over the sides, showing deep asymmetry and a strange white line dividing the abs. It's chaotic, to say the least. Still, Mendible made it to muscle and fitness, and, according to them, competed at 129 kilograms. He's also an IFBB pro. In 2012, he placed 16th at the Tampa Pro, a show won by none other than Sean Roden. Compared to the previous case, Mendible's belly isn't as extreme, but his overall package lacks definition, tightness, and balance. Still, the man is massive, no doubt about that. And then there's Kenny O'Neill, who went viral in 2016 after a Canadian competition. The talk wasn't about his physique, it was about his shoulders. Were they synthol? Inflammation? No one could tell. Before we get to his explanation, let's state the obvious. Kenny had one of the worst combinations, oddly swollen delts and a soft, undefined midsection. His stage presence felt off, puffy, bloated, and underwhelming. His shoulders became a canvas for experimental enhancement. Unfortunately, the results were far from impressive. The swelling was real, the inflammation undeniable. In an interview with RX Muscle, Kenny confidently stated that he was gunning for a pro card and that bodybuilding was just a fun side hustle for him. He claimed he's involved in many other things outside of the sport. Whatever those other things are, I'm not sure. But if he's offering services, I'd think twice before signing up. Next up, we have Hani Salib, or as one Reddit user put it, how does he train his belly button? That comment alone tells you a lot, but truth be told, compared to some of the previous examples, his midsection isn't that bad at first glance. Dig a little deeper though, and the problems are clear. His abs have a strange, almost square-like shape, lacking proper separation. There are visible signs of muscle damage, which totally ruins his symmetry. And then there's the upper body. His left pec appears torn, and his shoulder looks injured, with visible trauma in both the biceps and triceps. Even Nick's strength and power took notice. In his series Everything Wrong with Bodybuilding, he featured Hani as a living example of how far things can go wrong in the pursuit of size. Judging by the look of things, Synthol use or implants seem highly likely. Interestingly, Hani isn't just a bodybuilder, he's also a pro wrestler, performing under the ring name Melvin Maximus. According to IWD and the online wrestling database, he's fought in 168 matches, with his last bout taking place on November 26, 2022. Now we come to the final, and arguably most successful, name on this list. Some call him the strongest bodybuilder of all time, and while that title might deserve its own video to unpack, there's no denying, at his peak he looked incredible. Huge, dense, and well proportioned. He had it all, but that didn't last. By the time he stepped on stage at the 2005 Toronto Pro, things had drastically changed. At 38 years old, his body was showing serious signs of deterioration. Palumboism, sagging skin, a complete loss of lower body definition. It was all there. From the back, it looked especially rough. Then came his Arnold Classic appearance, where he competed at a whopping 152 kilograms. But the size wasn't the issue, the imbalance was. His legs looked disproportionately small, and the conditioning was far from pro level. That Toronto Pro in 2005 ended up being his final show, and frankly, that was probably the right call. So now the question goes to you. Who do you think has the most bizarre silhouette in bodybuilding history? Drop your answer in the comments, and if we missed someone, we might include them in part 2.